Please forgive me, I know I don't look my best today. It's been a while since Never mind. But I hope no one minds. I'm going to geek out a little bit in this video again, like I did in the sociology video, but this one's not going to be sociology. This one's going to be theater. This is going to be an argument with Aristotarian theater. I know a lot of you out there are probably asking yourselves now, what is Aristotarian theater? And those of you who know, congratulations, you're a nerd like me. We get both the guidelines and the name for Aristotarian theater from the ancient Grecian philosopher Aristotle. Philosophy means the love of knowledge and the love to learn. And Aristotle did a lot of learning about the arts, scientifically approaching things like poetry and theater. And he compiled all these things into all his studies in the arts into a book, a single work that has become known as Aristotle's Poetics. In Poetics, he tackles in great detail the theater. He visited many plays, watched many live performances, and he compiled what he believed to be a list of all things that a play has to have to be a play. He made a list of 5 things, and these are spectacle, music, diction, theme, and characters. Those are his 5, what we call in my theater class, ingredients of a play. The first one, spectacle. What Aristotle said spectacle was anything that we could see and hear, and then analyze in our head to make something we enjoy. Duh. Of course, it's not theater if there's not something you can see and you can hear up on the stage. That sort of makes theater. His second one was music. And that's not how we think of it today. That's not like musicals or rock and roll, things like that. When Aristotle said music, he meant rhythm. The beat and heartbeat of the play, the entrances and exits, the opening and closing. All plays have their own specific rhythm, which is just how the play moves along. Next is diction, or dialogue, what is said in the play. That's a little tricky. Not all plays have to have people speaking in it. There are many silent plays and bare music plays, which do really well and are perfectly well done plays. So that's the first one I have a little bit of trouble with. The next one, theme. As you've probably learned in a whole lot of your English classes, everything has a theme. All the stories you read, all the movies you see, and according to Aristotle, all the plays that are performed, all have a theme to it or some big message that they want to convey. And finally, his last ingredient to a play was characters. Those who are actually on the stage performing the story and performing the actions. What we did today in my theater class was looked at a play called Breathe by Samuel Beckett. What Breathe is, it's 25 seconds of a curtain coming up, stage lights illuminating a pile of rubbish, several screams, and then the lights go out and the curtain closes again. It's 25 seconds of surrealism and just stuff that's hard to understand. And what our professor asked us is, do you think that this was a play based on Aristotle's ingredients of a play? There were a lot of mixed opinions in the class. A lot of people said yes for this reason or another. A lot of people said no for this reason or another. The biggest one was no, because there were no characters in the play. It was just a pile of rubbish and a couple of screams. I said yes, it was a play, because it had a lot of the other ingredients of a play. It had its own rhythm. It had spectacle. There was something to look at, surreal and frightening, but still something to look at. And yeah, that's all I could come up with, but I said that it was a play. And after we left class, there was still stuff that I still wanted to say, but I didn't get to say in the time we had. And so, as per the way my mind works, I continued thinking about it all through my next class. And I realized we were taking the play and comparing it to Aristotle's ingredients of a play. I realized later that what we should have been doing was looking at Aristotle's ingredients and asking ourselves, are these really correct? And I think no. So I'm going to say something that, if you say this to a philosophy professor, he will probably fail you. Aristotle was wrong. The more I thought about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized that. And this was a quick write-up of my conclusions and what I felt. Samuel Beckett's play, Breathe, is a play for the bare fact that he said it was. I don't believe that there is any place for rules in art. There is nothing that anyone can say that makes what you have done art or not. Art is subjective, and in no means target of meticulous definition. Like cooking, there is a recipe that you may start with, yet there is by no means a set recipe that anyone has to follow. Once you begin to place your rules and regulations into it, it ceases to be creative art and becomes a science. Art is indefinable, and those who make attempts to the contrary are those who fear what true, unabashed art can really be. Breathe is a play by the basic fact that he wrote it as a play. Someone in the class pointed out the fact that some people will dump a trash can out. This is their exact words. Dump a trash can out, glue trash to the upside-down trash can, and say, "This is art." Well, it is, so long as the creator created it to be art. Whether or not art is good is in the eyes of the beholder, but whether or not something is art is only in the hands of its creator. So yes, Samuel Beckett's play Breathe is in fact a play. This has been an argument with Aristotelian Theatre. Thank you.